for watching Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm your host, Bridget, and welcome, husband of the year.
Hello.
Yeah, we're wearing our t-shirts because June 18th, just a couple of days ago, we celebrated what? 30 years married, our 30-year wedding anniversary.
30 years.
30 years, y'all.
I was there the whole time.
It's us together. But we're going to jump into this topic. So I know y'all are like, what is she talking about? Are American women destroying Dominican men?
What?
We've been married 30 years. Y'all, we got some know-how and some knowledge on being married, relationships. So I said, you know what? I'm going to let it be from the man's point of view. Of course, I'm going to be in this episode. Y'all already know I'm going to be... navigating it on the way. But we're going to get his viewpoint on this topic. We've covered it, but not so much in depth as we're going to do today. So listen, I want y'all to get your wine, get a cup of coffee. Fellas watching this, grab a beer, and let's sit down and do this. Welcome back, everybody. You got your wine, your beer, your coffee, your tea. You're going to need it. Cold water, cold drink, glass of water. You're going to need it. We're going to get right into this topic. Are American women destroying? I know that's a hard word, destroying Dominican men. So we talked about this topic before, but it was like a little bit of same information, but it was just from things that, you know, I was noticing, I was hearing. Now I have two concrete cases that why I say American women are destroying Dominican men. So the first example, and these are true stories, but the first example is an American woman already lived here in Punta Cana. And we actually did an episode about standards, our American women lowering their standards based on the environment. And so when I say lowering their standards, not expecting as much, because if you're dating an islander, a Dominican man or Haitian man here, of course their salary is not going to be the same as what, you know, some of the men that they may be used to in the United States. So that's why I said lowering standards. And then, you know, not everybody has a car. It's not easy to save money to buy a car. So you get a man that's riding the bus, or he has like a little moto. Look, so not necessarily lowering your standards, but adjusting to your environment, right?
That's
okay.
That's
right, adjusting. So not lowering standards, adjusting. So the first case, she got here, she was doing her own little thing, making her money. The gentleman, Dominican, that she was dating had a great job. A little bit older man, had a bunch of kids already. She didn't have any kids. And then they got married, you know, like a year or so later. Okay, after dating or whatever, they got married. And it was all Dominican life, Dominican men. But then as soon as they got married, what happened?
They moved.
They moved back to the States. I ain't gonna say what city. They moved back to the States, right? She put him in school so he could learn to speak English. Helped him get a job. He working, doing his thing. And I was crazy about this guy when I met him in Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana, right? Because he was a hard worker. He was a gentleman. He was everything. He was really, really cool. From my point of view, from what I knew, you know, as a friend. I was at the wedding as a friend. And so now, y'all, I'm on Facebook. I know I look too young to be on Facebook. But I was on Facebook strolling, and what comes up on my feed? The Dominican man who's now living in the States. Yeah, he got a picture with a gun holster on his shoulder, a shoulder holster, I guess, with the gun under his armpit. I'm like truly devastated. I'm like, now I'm stalking his Facebook page. I'm like, what's going on? Is this an old picture?
What else did you see?
This is brand new. So then the second thing I saw, profile picture, laying up in the bed with a gun, chilling. I say he straight lost his mind in the United States.
He's become
Not
American.
that type of person
He has
in the
turned
DR.
into an American.
Turned into an American because
American
here in
gangster.
Dominican Republic, American gangster. Here in the
Right.
Dominican Republic, guns are not that accessible.
Okay.
They're becoming more and more accessible, but on the criminal side, right? It ain't like you can go get a gun permit and go get a gun like you can so easily in the United States. And a lot of states, you don't even need a permit.
Stay on point.
Stay on point. Don't turn into politics. I'm not going to.
He had a gun.
So he had a gun. And so I'm traumatized. Y'all, I'm like, is this, what is going on? So I'm further investigating. I'm like, where is the wife? Where is the son? Because the American woman did get pregnant by her Dominican man. I mean, her dreams are coming true, y'all. She wanted to come to the island, get a husband, and have a baby. She did all of that, took the husband back to the States. And what happened? What's his profile status?
Divorced.
They divorced. It didn't even last 3 years. And now he a gangster.
Now with him, I know we're going to talk about a lot of different stories. With him here, he had a trade that he could literally
he was making good money
to any country
and
because of his trade. And
right.
So when he moved, and I think out of the three or whoever we're going to talk about, he is the one that I could see being prosperous.
Right, and he was being successful.
So he's obviously divorced. He's obviously doing very well in his trade.
And not trying to come back to the United States because now he like posing and all posting on Facebook, on social media with guns. Oh my God. So now, did he go crazy?
What I know about him is he was a family man. To me, every Dominican man that we'll probably talk about tonight, they are genuinely a nice person. Yeah, any woman would come here. First of all, they would find them a good-looking
Dominican
guy.
Man.
You know,
right.
Very
good-looking
well
men here. They take care of themselves. Y'all know that.
And hardworking. You know, that's one thing you will see every time.
They're going to work hard.
Yeah.
That's it.
But with this particular person.
So I say that American woman destroyed him by taking him to the United States. Because had she been true and honest to herself, that I just want to go to another country and find me a husband because it's not working out for me in the United States, and just came here and got a husband and got pregnant, got a baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she wanted to stay married, but why take a good one and destroy it?
Well, do you feel that they come here and try to destroy?
No, nobody purposely. I don't feel like nobody purposely trying to destroy them.
Saying that's
I said that's what happens.
Yeah.
Because you've changed their mindset. They're now in the hustle and bustle of the U.S. and the working and the stress and posing with guns on social media with guns.
That's
you know what I'm saying? That just like irritated me.
Yeah. That was frustrating.
Very disappointing.
It was frustrating because I knew how he really was a family man. And when I say family man, he had kids and he would be with them.
Take care of his kids. Good relationship with his daughter.
Had a great job here.
With his son.
Their kids were in different cities and they would always somehow come to Punta Cana.
Yeah.
And he would always be gone. So he was always with them. And when they did move, I was wondering how would he be able to see them? Is he going to bring them there? Which would be hard to do.
Right. Because everybody can't get approved for the visa. It's expensive.
Right. So I worried about that.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Because it broke up the family. It broke up the family structure.
Right.
You know.
And he obviously was the glue, I would say.
I think so. Because he was, probably making the best money. It's the glue. It's the case with all of them. So the next one, same thing. American woman. She came, promoted this wonderful island life, and tried to bring people into her business ventures by talking about how great it was to be, living her dream at her age and here on the island and blah, 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 got married to her Dominican man, Haitian man, and here longer than the other one. I think they probably they've been married 2 years. I think they just celebrated two-year wedding anniversary. And guess what, y'all? They gone to the States. And when Devlin talked to him, it wasn't. I'm so excited. I'm glad. The
When
first
I
thing that
talked
came
to
out
him,
of his mouth
when
was
I talked to him, he had a lot of fears. I gave him comfort about his
right
fears, and just kind of let him know that you got to try it. You got to give it all you got. Look
for the
forward
sake
to
of
it
the marriage,
for the sake of a marriage.
because you're married now.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm saying. But my thing is, in a relationship, both parties need to be on the same page, and we talk about that all the time because people always y'all know, I life coach couples that are planning, thinking about moving to another country, one person not on board, and how bad that can go, because we talked about people, expats getting divorced once they get here, and we're seeing that. And now we're seeing American women taking Dominican men to the States and end up getting a divorce because the men are doing it based on the love for the woman. Because not all
that's
Dominican
first.
men are trying to get to the United States.
The love for the woman.
They want a new life, here with a woman. They ain't necessarily trying to find a woman, an American woman, and take them to the States and marry them. And so that's where I think the people get it
Don't say twisted.
twisted.
Don't say twisted.
It is where they get it twisted, y'all.
Right.
But so the second case, she was something to dream. Our dog gonna be in this video no matter what, y'all. So I think that's what happens is that they want a relationship. They want a married life. And I'm not saying it's so easy to come here and get a husband, but it is kind of easy to come here and get a husband. Because like he said, Dominican men are very family oriented and they want to be married. Every Dominican man I've ever met that's single wants to be married.
Really?
And so when American women come here and and he woo her and she is happy and because they're very charming and all of that, then 9 times out of 10 they end up getting married.
I think Dominican men, when they see an American woman, her mind is totally off of business. Yeah. She's in vacation mode. A Dominican man, they see someone very fun.
Yeah.
And of course, coming from America,
she got a little bit of change.
They feel
she got
that
a little bit of money. She's gonna be able to help.
And of course, she does
provide
have more
a better life
than what they do have.
Yeah.
And they have a great time together. Yeah. They have a great time together.
And I think relationships.
I think women are really nurturing. In this case, these two cases, these women, from their side, they probably wanted the best for the man.
Right.
But not knowing that he was already in a positive space.
He was already in a good space. And that's my thing when it comes to relationships, that you really got to talk and you got to listen to what the other person is saying. Because just because he works at a resort or works as a gardener or works as a driver or whatever the case may be, that doesn't make him unhappy with his life or with his job.
Right.
He might be perfectly happy. But for you as an American woman, he's not making enough money to buy you the villa that you want to get or, to buy you the fancy car that you want to have.
Right.
That's where you have to say, okay, maybe this isn't the right person for me. Or I have to say, I'm willing to sacrifice some of the fancier or more expensive things unless I'm willing to pay for it, unless I'm willing to be the breadwinner and buy those things, because his salary ain't gonna ever get us there. So you gotta be on that page where he's okay, unless he's unless he's specifically expressing to you, I gotta do something else. This ain't working. Can you help me get to the United States, or what can I do?
Will be the case.
What?
So the case will be that you're coming from America, your salary is automatically going to be more than his.
Right.
He's been a happy person. Going, let's say what we're gonna say, bartending. What we're gonna say,
bartending is
okay. Let's say he was a bartender. Your salary is automatically coming from the United States. Whatever it is you do, it's going to be more than his.
Yeah.
There is no part-time work here. There is 6 days on and 1 day off in most cases. So you have to be happy with the person, not with what the person has to equal you. And I think that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, because then you want to change them. You got you a husband. Now you ready to take
let's start with you in a good relationship.
You're in a good relationship
with someone, and y'all, when you go back home, y'all are talking back and forth, and you come
you're
here
talking about before the marriage.
Before the marriage,
okay.
yeah. Y'all have a good relationship. Y'all calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend. You coming back and forth, and when you come, let's say you come for a week, he has been to work so much that he can take the week off.
Mm-hmm.
So you get here and y'all together 24 hours a day. Y'all having a whirlwind romance.
Mm-hmm.
Then you move here. He has to go back to work. His 6 days on, 1 day off. Or his 6 days and 1 day here, 1 day there. And now what I see is the woman is telling him, you can be your own boss. You know this job. You can start your own business. Well, what did we say earlier? The resources aren't here.
He don't have the resources.
You can
is
do
he
that
saving that amount of money?
Right.
It's not that easy to just say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna quit this job and start my own bartender.
Right.
It's not that easy.
It's not that easy. But
right.
The woman coming here and she's alone while you're at work. Now she's putting this in his mind, and instead of him going to work happy and coming home happy, because he
judging everything, just like
everybody does. At a resort, he's interacting with people, he's learning different languages, and now the woman is like, you need to be your own boss. You need to start your own business. Now he's going to work sad because
frustrated.
He's frustrated because he's getting all this in his mind.
Right.
And so that's why you said the title of this show is
American Women Destroying Dominican Men. Yeah, y'all.
Changing the mindset makes a person sad.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody, of course, we want better for our mate. But if they're not expressing like, any kind of discord, or they're not they're expressing unhappiness about their job or where they are, don't try to force new stuff on them and change them. Because if that's the case, if you're not happy with who they are when you meet them, and they're not, they may not change, they may just want to stay where they are,
right,
then you have to realize this was not the one for me.
Right.
You have to, that's a red flag. And that's a red flag on your part, not his. Because he hadn't said, oh, you finna take me to the States.
Right.
Oh, you finna, take care of me. If that's not the case, because it's bad, because both of these men truly, truly, truly love these American women.
Right.
And treat them well. Treat them very well, and that, but financially they wouldn't have ever been able to give them all the things that they probably wanted from a mate in the United States, but they weren't successful in finding that love in the United States. So to me, I take love any day. We've been married 30 years, and we didn't start out having a whole bunch of anything. We used to share an egg and cheese sandwich. Shout out to Houston, 3rd Ward. The sandwich was like maybe $3, but that's all we had, enough for one, and we shared it. So you know what I'm saying?
This sandwich,
was delicious.
Delicious.
Stay on track.
When you buy it, by the time you get to your car, the bag is full of grease. But we cut that sucker in half.
It was good. Shout out Houston, H-Town, the Trade, 3rd Ward. Y'all know.
Now let me talk to you about. So I was in a blog with men that talk about coming here and being with women.
Okay.
And one guy, he posted, "I want a woman that has her own, and she got to bring something to the table." And some guy really just put it into perspective.
Right. You come to a country that's a developing country, not 3rd world.
Wait a minute. He said you can find that woman, but you coming here retired, you're going to want to wake up on a Wednesday and go see another side of the island, and she works 6 days a week and off one. Or if she's off 2 days in a week, she might be off a Monday and a Thursday.
And this is her home country. So you got to remember, she still got to go see her family.
Right.
And she still had a life before you got here.
Right.
She got friends. She got bills. She got to go pay. She got errands she got to run. Dominican women keep their hair done. She got to go get her hair, nails, and toes done.
Let me finish. So he said, you're going to either get that if you want a woman that has her own.
Right.
And brings something to the table. Or you're going to get a woman that's free, that you have to pay 4. And I'm not talking about a street woman. I'm just saying you find a woman. I'm talking about you find a good looking woman and she really doesn't work or whatever, and she does exactly what you want to do when you want to do it.
So you either gotta accessible.
You gotta accept one extreme or the other extreme.
And that's it.
And that's the fact of it. You know what I mean? And so a lot of retired people come here with their budget for their retirement, you know, and we're talking about in a case military people.
Right.
So you got to put in your budget.
Military people at 100%.
Gas, light bill, woman, Claro. You know what I'm saying? Cell phone. You got to put it in. You got to figure out what you want. You got to figure out what you want. Because if you want a woman,
pay her a bill.
I'm just saying, you got to put her in. If you want a woman that's
you made her a bill.
Okay, I want to hang out. Oh, she's beautiful. Let me hang out with her. Oh, you got to go to work. I love you. I want a woman that comes to, you know, bring something to the table. I call her. She doesn't answer because she's at work. Right. But she brings something to the table. You call her at 2 o'clock in the morning. She answer. She ain't got nothing to do with it. She ain't doing nothing, and she doesn't have any money. So you got to pay your way.
And that's gonna be a whole nother episode.
But that's the man's side of the situation.
That's American men coming down here destroying Dominican women, because you done made her quit her job because you buying and balling and taking care of her and doing all of this, and then you realize, oh, I might want one of them little girls from Thailand. I'm tired of these big booty Dominicans. And then you leave her. Now she's starting all over again. Got to find another job or find her another American man.
Okay, so back to the women.
You know, back to the women. So like I said, that's gonna be a whole nother episode, y'all, coming soon.
So back to the women.
Back to the women. So American women. That, you know, this is all we want to stress. There are very good Dominican men here, just like there are very good men in the United States. But if you come here, then you have to be open-minded and you have to communicate and really talk and ask them, you know, what their goals are, what, you know, what you got planned for the future. Do you have aspirations to go back to school or to go to school? I
don't think it's get a better job. Asking the question.
It's getting to know the person's life.
I think it's understanding the temperature in the room. So if you're starting to like the person, watch the person. Understand that person. Don't try to change that person.
Right, don't try to change them, but everybody don't know how to read the room. Everybody don't know how to get what they need just from irregular interactions. So sometimes you got to put that on the table and say, right. Sometimes you got to put it on the table and you just have to say, you know, are you happy with this job? Do y'all get raises every month or every year? Or, you know, how's your income going to change over the years? And then, you know, ask the questions. But that's when that's getting serious.
By the answers, you'll find out if you have Mr. Right or Mr. Right now.
Yeah, Mr. Right now or Mr. Wrong. Let it go. Kick rocks and keep it moving. But you can't, or you shouldn't.
Should not.
Can't change them. You shouldn't try to change them. You should go into a relationship. It's all about love. And, you know, I guess people say as they get older, it ain't, what's the love got to do it? That's what some people say. I'm all about the love. But if that's your ultimate goal is to get a husband, take him back to the States, because, you know, that's where y'all going to be able to make more money and then plan on retiring here, you know, when you get older after you got a little nested. Put all that on the line up front, because a lot of Dominican men are really not trying to get a woman, just take them back to the United States.
Right.
Some are just trying to have love and have a wife and be, you know, be the man in their own little circle by having them a foreign wife. You know what I'm saying? Because that sometimes that's all they really want is a foreign wife. You know, just the same reason gold diggers want a rich man. You know what I'm saying? Or just, I don't know, just...
Now, the third situation with an American woman and a Dominican man, I love how he stands strong on his Dominican life.
Right. She's not destroying it. She's not destroying, but she tried.
He made her understand him, and now they're on the same page.
They're on the
I
same
love that
page,
story.
right? Because they're, you know, it's a pretty good age difference, and she just feels like he could be doing more, making more, but he happy and he loves her. And she's an American woman, a Dominican man. And before I made my other episode, and she watched that episode, it clicked and she thought about it and we talked about it, and you know what I mean, she's like, I just got to accept him for who he is because he loves me and I love him, and just let that be it, and that's it. And you know, and she pays her own way, he'll pay his own way, he will save up some tips and surprise her with little things that make her smile, you know, and so I love it.
The point that I realized she understood your episode is when she said something about I could buy something, but I know he wouldn't really want it.
She's gonna get them buy them a car, get them a bigger apartment. And like, no, because something happened, you break up with me, I can't afford that car. I don't want to have to move to another apartment again. I want to be where I can afford things.
That's really the only situation
and
that
that's
I've
what
seen
compromise you have to
where
make.
a Dominican man that really loves a woman and an American woman that really loves a man, they both bumped heads, but they talked it out.
Right.
And that is very rare because, in my opinion, and
because y'all know us American women, we can be stubborn and we want what we want.
I love that, but y'all headstrong, and I love that part. But and you come here and you get a really genuinely nice Dominican man, he's gonna follow.
Yep, and he's so follow. And y'all, the reason I had Devlin on this episode to talk about it is because sometimes women don't want to hear from a woman.
Right.
They don't want to hear, you know, especially a woman that's been married 30 years. Oh, you already got a husband, because that's what I actually hear. You already got a husband. You don't know how it is. Blah, blah, blah. So then a lot of times when Devlin talked to him and they hear his perspective and what the men are telling them, what the men are telling him, then it like sucks in and sinks in and stays there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I felt like, okay, I'm going to have Devlin on this episode. And want y'all our cute little t-shirts because we have been married for 30 years. I love this. Amazing wife since 1994. Amazing husband since 1994.
Now I had to make sure she didn't buy the wrong shirt. I didn't want a shirt that said amazing wife.
Right. That's how we just did. But anyway. So y'all, Bella is a clown. She didn't want to be left out. So here she is. But that's what we wanted to say, you guys. I appreciate you all subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you all being here. We're going to try to wrap. We're going to just go ahead and wrap this episode up. But it was just to say, you know, American women, come here and love them for who they are. And if they want to do better, or not going to say do better, if they want a change, and then put their hand out there and give their advice and show them a different way, if that's what they're asking for. If they're just saying, love me for who I am, ooh, child, love is a wonderful thing. And it could be 30 years later, y'all laughing and having fun on the beach and got a big crazy baby dog laying in your lap. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we wanted to do the episode, because we celebrate 30 years because we're on the same page, because we went through all of our struggles together. We knew what we wanted. We always talked about every step of the way. And that's what you have to do. You have to communicate.
Yeah.
Bella here on my lip, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I'm getting a mustache out. But, you know, you have to communicate, and that's just it.
Talk it out. Talk it out. That's my thing. I'm always a quiet person, but she talks it out. She brings it out of me. That's why 30 years.
30 years, 30 y'all. Years. Whoop, whoop.
I tell people that I hang out with my friend. We just happen to be married.
That's it. And y'all be friends.
That's simply it.
Big friends. I am open for consultations, y'all. If y'all want to talk about it, if you want to get more insight into, you know, having a partner here in the Dominican Republic, moving here with your spouse. You know, people ask me all the time, if one person not on the same page, it's gonna work. It's gonna be tough. I'm telling you, unless y'all are deeply gonna be compromised and going back and forth.
Have you been able to sway that person over the years?
Just, you know, you shouldn't have to
because
sway anybody. You should just, it should be something that you both want. It could be for different reasons, but you both want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
What people don't really realize is that 3 years we prepared, and then we told people a year before.
Right.
But people know that we are spontaneous, so they really thought that we thought about
last minute.
Yeah,
right.
last minute.
But
no, and then them 3 years we talked about it back and forth. Are you sure? Are you sure?
You gotta talk about it. You gotta,
Make sure.
ask questions with each other.
Right.
If you got a good small circle, you can put it out there and let people get their feedback. But a lot of times, so much will come when you do that, and negativity and things like that it could, cloud your judgment on making the move or doing, just doing different things. So just trust yourself, trust your mate, and enjoy life. So, that's what we wanted to say. But I just wanted to make the topic dramatic, so y'all can watch it. But that was our information.
But these are facts. These are facts.
It's definitely facts, and we mean it. And we wish everybody the best. We wish everybody the best. We don't want to see people coming here, getting married, whirlwind romance, and go back to the States and then get a divorce. We do not want that to happen. So anything that we can do as a couple, anything that we can share with you all on communicating and just being a strong couple, reach out to me. I love doing my consultations. Guys, don't forget to do what? Hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And join us every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, y'all have been requesting so many different topics. So much is going to be coming your way. So be sure to tune in every Thursday.
And if you see Bridget out, I don't care if you're in a car, in a moto, just scream. And if you don't remember her name, just say
like everybody else do.
Just say it. Because, when she see you, she loves
I love to see my subscribers. I appreciate it. Because I know
it's so
you could be doing anything else right now. So we appreciate you tuning in and watching it, and share it with friends, and, share my channel with people that plan on visiting the Dominican Republic, specifically Punta Cana. All right. We'll talk to y'all soon. Devlin may or may not be on another episode. I'm getting from behind the camera, but we appreciate you. Talk to you later. Say bye, Bella.
Talk up the dude. We don't have dudes. Oh, they go up.